Hey,
Hello.
hello. Yeah, I think being a freelancer, you really have to like do whatever you can, I think, and have so many like strings to your bow, and that's it's both a beauty and also a bit of a pain, I imagine. Just always like you know just
Yeah.
having to be like that. But I guess that's how do you find it?
Well, I think I've always been someone that's always done lots of things. And I've always been told, Sarah, just choose one thing. Choose one thing. It's better for you. Um, but I kind of, there are some of my friends who are performers or who had no interest in teaching or no interest in choreography.
Mm,
Luckily, I did.
yeah.
Who were like, no, I'd rather go, work in a cafe or work in a bar and then dance and solely do dance and concentrate on
Mm,
that. Whereas I kind of had the want to go and, teach, to choreograph, to host, to do all different things.
mm,
So I'm kind of happy that, I do that. And now, obviously, that's doing me really well because
yeah.
now nothing's happening. I've got so many different things that I'm able to do. I've not really found myself that much. Well, I've been out of work, obviously, but I've been quite
Mm,
resourceful in trying to make it happen in other ways.
yeah.
But it doesn't kind of feel that different because that's what I've been doing all the time. If
Yeah.
that makes sense. In my last show, my feminist boner, I kind of did a nod towards those musical theatre nod to those to those I call them my viries, Sarah Blanc viries, and I kind of did piss take beauty viries in them, but
Yeah.
really I'm taking the piss, but I love them, so it's
Yeah.
love that I'm kind of doing that. But yeah, no, I'm kind of obsessed with that kind of world and how it exists and
Mm,
how unfortunately it's got so much importance in the
for
world and
sure.
really shouldn't, because it's like it's makeup, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But I am a consumer and I have been known to
Mm.
buy things that get advertised to me, or going or seeing what my favorite influencers are
Mm,
buying and definitely looking into it.
mm, yeah.
And it doesn't
Um,
in our dance world, you're right. Because
yeah.
we're told not to be commercial, especially in contemporary dance. We're told not to be commercial, to you don't need an agent, you don't need all of this. And actually,
Mm.
um yes, think commercially, think about money, from
Yeah, I think
to be doing that.
yeah, and I think that it's very hard not to be like that, and not to think of the money and not to be obviously you don't want to be like too commercial. And then I have spoken with artists, and even like my feeling is that you don't want to turn it into like a product, um but at the same time you need to make a living, so it is of course like looking in between those nuances and
What do
trying
you
to
mean?
find
Yeah. What do you
trying to
mean? Sorry, you're
sorry, no,
jumping.
no, go
What
ahead.
do you want to turn it into a product?
Well, like I have some people have said um that yeah, I don't want to like make it too commercial so it becomes like a product, and
Mm.
um in any way, and that kind of like not devaluing it, but it's kind of like that implication. And yeah, I guess that I don't know what you think about that, but it's I don't know what you think about it,
Yeah,
but
I suppose. Yeah, I mean, obviously, you want to keep the heart there, and you want to make sure that you're doing everything for the right reasons, right?
mm,
And so uh, yeah, I agree to some respect, but I'm also like, girls got to make a living, right?
yeah, exactly, let's be realistic.
And yeah, so I'm a Evolve artist at Oxford Playhouse. I think everyone should look out for when they look for applications again next year, and you should apply because it's been such an amazing experience, and it's kind of like a artist in residence kind of thing. Kind of like associate
Mm,
artists. There's four of us, so you should apply. It's an amazing opportunity, and that yes, and also choreodrome artist, which at the place, which some people don't know, it's again a residency, an artist residency to work on a project.
yeah.
And I'm working on a show called Council Estate Princess, which is about growing up in Ireland. Um, it's about growing up in Ireland as a Protestant in a Catholic council estate, but
Mm,
mostly it's about otherness, fitting in, victim complex ish. And I've had 1 week so far at Choreodrome, and I'm about to do my second week next week.
Okay, cool.
The first week
How's it going?
well, the first week was quite overwhelming. I was so excited to go, and then when I got into the studio, I realised how overwhelming it was going to be. I think being in the studio again after not being in a studio for 6 months was
You'd have to like completely kind of like rehabituate yourself. It's
yeah,
really
yeah. I really, and I was up by myself, which was a mistake. But
yeah.
it was good. So I think by Wednesday I felt I was getting into my groove, and then I had to do a sharing on Friday. You know, always have to do sharings, and then so that meant
Ta-da!
then I only had Thursday. But luckily they've given me another week. Another artist cancelled, so I jumped in there.
Yeah.
I'm bringing in a long-term collaborator called Anwar Russell. He's coming in with me, and so that's going to be so much better. And I already feel more ready for it.
I think you need that though. Whenever you just need someone to like push you a bit and to push you in the direction that you're going to go into anyway. But
I tell you, yes.
Otherwise it's. I remember like I've just been in the studio. I was working with a visual artist, and we weren't collaborating at that point. We were just working a bit independently. And I remember just thinking, what the hell am I doing? And I was like, and then everything was going around in my head, just thinking whether or not, do I do this or what? And it's just it can be very difficult sometimes, and you can feel like, just a bit lost.
Yes, I mean, yeah. I need to have somebody there with me, pushing me, telling me what to do. Otherwise, I'll be on one of those YouTube holes, or I'll be on Instagram.
Looking at cats in toilets or something like so random or something.
I mean, I made a mistake. I did a takeover of the place's Instagram on the first day, and so the whole day I was just pretty much on Instagram.
Right, yeah.
So that was my own fault. That was my own fault. Normally I'm good at doing both.
But I think that in itself, like obviously you're like promoting like yourself, you're trying to document your work, you're trying to figure out what your work is. You're also conscious of the fact that it's the place's audience. Like, that's that really like should be a whole day in itself where you really focus on that. Because it is quite a big deal, especially if you consider like how, prominent and how, digital platforms are, I guess. um, yeah, let's talk about a bit about Moxie Brawl because I don't think we've spoken about them. Yeah, so yeah.
So
Who are they? What do they do? How did they start?
Well, so Moxie Brawl tagline is a fresh, all-female, inclusive dance theatre company that makes work for outdoors, indoors, and places where dance shouldn't be.
I love that.
And yeah, so well, originally, I've been making work, like when I did Resolution, I made work under Moxie Brawl, but I kind of feel that Moxie Brawl started in 2013, really. That's when I had my first bit of funding, and we started touring properly. And we first started with an outdoor show called Sit Back, which is a little 20-minute show that toured for quite a few years. And then the next show we made was a family show called Windy Box, which was a show about flatulence and global warming. Quite fun. And then we made History of Ireland, which was a show that was retelling the history of Ireland, putting back in all the women I never heard about. So it was set as in a beauty pageant called the Rose of Tralee, which is a real live televised beauty pageant that happens in Ireland every year. Right. And it's about bringing back the Irish diaspora back to Ireland, and the lovely girls. 60 lovely girls from around the world come back to Ireland. So it's kind of doing a tongue-in-cheek version of the fun that, and we set it in 2017, which is just before the Eighth Amendment. Yes. So Moxie Brawl, yes. So I work with disabled and non-disabled performers, and yeah, that's just what we do.
Yeah.
I worked with Canduco companies for 12 years, but before that I worked in Scotland with Independent Dance and with Scottish Dance Theatre, working a lot inclusively.
Thanks everyone, and thank you, Sarah. You've been a lovely, beautiful, fantastic guest.
You've been a beautiful, lovely, great,
Just a bit.
fantastic interviewer. See you later.
Okay, bye now, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you, Sarah. Bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye. I don't know
Bye.
how to leave.